The other day I was driving down the road and it began to sprinkle. I hate it when it sprinkles. You never know exactly when to turn your windshield wipers on. Didn't want to put them on automatic, it wasn't hard enough. But eventually it got so clouded over my windshield that I turned them on. Man, I could see the difference. I could see a lot more clearly on my windshield. Such is what happened to me on the issue of should juveniles be tried as adults. This issue is very clouded over, but after looking at the facts, I hope that it might become a little bit more clear on what our opinion should be. Juveniles should not be tried as adults due to their lack of maturity and also due to the consequences that follow from trying a juvenile as an adult. Juveniles are tried as adults everywhere in the United States. 46 states currently have laws that try juveniles as adults. What happens is the juvenile judge decides whether or not this case should go to the adult criminal system. In many instances, a personal opinion. 18 states allow children as young as 14 years old to be tried as adults. The U.S. Supreme Court has declared it unconstitutional for anyone under the age of 16 to receive the death penalty, yet many states consider 16 and 17-year-olds for capital punishment. Many are confused as to what determines when a juvenile is an adult. One prosecutor sent a 15-year-old boy to jail, adult jail, for a violent crime he committed. Understandable. But listen to the two other factors. He had a learning disorder, and also, this young man, his motive for the crime was to steal $2 from another student. Was this an adult acting? Some are for lowering the age of adults when we try juveniles as adults, while others are for looking at each individual case and deciding whether they were acting as an adult. We may bring justice to victims, but we are not bringing justice to juveniles when we try them as adults. First of all, juveniles are not as mature as adults. Obviously, we know that. Teenagers, immature. Doctors have found that their brains are not fully developed until the early 20s. UCLA doctors went into further studies, found that the parts of the brain not fully developed are those that control impulses and aggression. This is factual evidence. Impulses, what's that? It's the ability for a juvenile, after he's made a decision, to weigh the consequences, to take on responsibility. I have no doubt in my mind a 16-year-old knows the difference between right and wrong, just as I know an 8-year-old knows the difference between right and wrong. The difference is how they weigh the consequences. We as Americans already accept this. We know juveniles are not the same as adults. That's the reason why they're not allowed to buy guns. They're not allowed to drink, nor to smoke, nor to vote. The consequences that come from trying a juvenile as an adult are devastating. 1/3 more likely to commit the same level of crime after they've been tried as an adult. When they're sent to the adult detention centers, it's scary. The gap between an adult and a juvenile is shown. 5 times more likely to be raped. 2 times more likely to be beaten by staff. 50% report having been beaten by a weapon by another inmate. 7.7% higher suicide rate. The rehabilitation for juveniles in the adult centers is different. We've basically taken away their second chance in society. The rehabilitation results are a lot better for those in the juvenile centers, for juveniles, than in those of the adult centers. I'm not saying we should just slap them on the hand. They should pay for the crime that they have done. How? I'm not sure. That's not what I'm addressing today. Juveniles, though, should not be tried as adults due to their lack of maturity, due to the consequences that follow from trying a juvenile as an adult. We as Americans believe justice for all. We can allow all Americans to have justice if we leave juveniles as juveniles in all things, and adults as adults in all the other things. I hope this was a windshield wiper experience for you as it was for me. After seeing the facts, the issue has become a lot clearer, and you can make a better decision.